Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Fresh Friday. I'm here with you the day after Thanksgiving. And if you noticed, we didn't do a featured farm this week, but we're still here to show you a recipe about how to use up your Thanksgiving leftovers. So I don't know about you all, every year we always have so many leftovers, but especially this year, it seems like we cooked for 25 people, but we had a virtual Thanksgiving, and I have so many extra vegetables that I got. So we just have a very full fridge, and I need to find a way to clean that out. So one of my favorite ways, besides a stir fry, to clean out my fridge is to do a hash. And today I'm going to show you a root vegetable hash, but you can throw in your extra turkey, you can serve this over your mashed potatoes, you can throw in your sides. Really anything you want to add into a hash, you can throw into it. It's kind of a no recipe. So I really love that. Like I said, I'm going to do mine as the root vegetables because I have so many extras already roasted or raw in my fridge, and I'm just going to show you how to do that. So everything I got is local, which is really great, and I want to show you. So I already took the Brussels sprouts off of this, but I got fresh Brussels sprouts from the UK CSA farm stand. That's actually in the parking lot of the football stadium on UK's campus. And even if you don't have a CSA box or anything there, you can go and get fresh vegetables. So I picked up a Brussels sprout stick previous to Thanksgiving, and this is just so great. I have never actually been able to pick up one before. I usually just get them when they're already taken off of the stalk, but this was awesome. So I got that, and I wanted to show you, I also have been using things for my personal CSA that I've gotten from Elmwood, and there's these little honey nut squash that are basically baby butternuts, and they are so precious. I mean, it's basically a few bites for each one, but it's perfect for 1 or 2 people. And so I'm gonna be throwing those into my hash. I have some turnips, I have some carrots, I still have microgreens from salad days last week. And then we're going to put that over top of my sweet potato mash that we had for Thanksgiving. And I'm also gonna put 2 poached eggs. So we're gonna show you how to poach some eggs. It's a lot easier than you think it is. You can have your, fancy brunch without having to go outside. It's really, really nice. So we're gonna do that. And you can really add any kind of dressing or anything you want to this, but I just kept mine simple. We have some garlic, onion, peppers, salt, pepper, keeping it really simple, but you can do whatever you like with this. So let's get into it.
To get us started, we are going to take our pan and put it on medium-high heat. And once that gets a little warm, we're gonna add in some olive oil, let that get a shimmer on it, and then add in our vegetables that give off a lot of water. So I'm adding in a diced pepper, and if you are using a traditional onion at this point, you would add this in as well. I am using up some of my sliced leeks that I have, so I'm going to add this in as well. These aren't going to give off a lot of water like onions will, but I do want these to get a nice little brown sear on them. Once the peppers and leeks are starting to soften, you are going to add in some turnip. So I had half of a turnip in my fridge left over from Thanksgiving, and I just diced this up and added this in. You're just looking for it to soften a little bit. Once that happens, you are also going to add in some shaved honey nut squash. I just like the different textures and cuts on these, so I just shaved mine, and this is already pretty soft, so you are just looking to warm it. Give your hash a healthy pinch of salt and a healthy pinch of pepper, and then add in some minced garlic. I had a pretty large clove, so I just did 1 really big clove, but that would probably equal about 2 to 3 smaller or regular size cloves. So just use how much you would like. I love garlic, so I was very up for this. And then also you are going to add in some torn spinach, or if you have kale or any kind of leafy green you would like to add to this, just something to give it a nice pop of color. Towards the end of the hash, I just add in some fresh radishes to let these warm up a little bit. I sliced these pretty thin, and I just used a white radish and a watermelon radish that I had in the fridge. Set that off to the side, and heading over to poaching our eggs, you are going to want a deep saucepan. Fill it about 3/4 of the way full with water, and then give it about a teaspoon of a vinegar of your choice. I used red wine vinegar here. Once this comes to a simmer, you are going to crack an egg into a ramekin or a small bowl and then almost dip it into the water, just get really close, and pour your egg into the water. I moved mine around a little bit and was trying to skim some of the whites off the top, but you can just leave yours be, and you can do this in multiple batches once you get comfortable, but I just did 1 or 2 at a time just to show you. And you will let this go for a few minutes depending on how much you want your egg to be runny. Sometimes I like mine to be almost fully done, so that's going to take a bit longer, but you can tell by poking the yolk a little bit. You can see if it's still really squishy that you want to leave it in the water for a bit longer. In the meantime, I had some Brussels sprouts that I cut in half, trimmed up, rubbed a little bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper on them, gave them a good toss, and then put them on a baking sheet that had been already heated in the oven at 400 degrees. I put them face down and then put them in the oven for about 20 minutes, and then they got this really nice sear on them because they were direct with the baking sheet. I'm just going to mix these in to the hash, and then we are ready to assemble. To assemble the hash, I am going to start with a little bit of sweet potato mash that I have left over from Thanksgiving. I'm going to top it with the warm hash, and then I'm going to put our poached eggs on top. I'm going to give this a little bit of some microgreens, maybe a little bit of chives and some parsley on top for extra flavor, and then we're going to do the epic egg cut just to see how runny we have our eggs. This is a very brunch kind of thing to do, and it looks so delicious. I can't wait to dive into this. I hope you all give this a recipe a try, whether that's today or another day when you need to clean out the fridge. But thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye!